Chris Rowland, Washington bureau chief for the Boston Globe. Chris, welcome back to Democracy Now! Talk about the significance of this missing 3 years, 1999 to 2002. Why does it matter how long Romney was actually CEO and chair of Bain?
Well, the thing to keep in mind and to remember is that, Mitt Romney's first line of defense when confronted with allegations or charges that Bain outsourced or forced companies into bankruptcy while profiting, or laid off workers to wring efficiencies out of companies. One of his first lines of defense has been that, hey, after 1999, I wasn't there. I had nothing to do with the company. And he's been really saying that for many years. And the thing that's come to light now that we reported last week and has been elsewhere is that from 1999 to 2002, Mitt Romney was, in fact, the CEO and president and chairman of Bain Capital. That had actually not been revealed previously. It's included in a variety of securities and exchange documents where they disclose this when Bain Capital, which is a private company, it has to buy stocks and invest in public companies, so they disclose that information to the SEC. Now that it's come to light, it raises a question, well, how could he have retired in 1999 but then have remained CEO? So far, Bain Capital and Mitt Romney haven't explained this discrepancy very well. There has been some information coming out about how he was legally CEO, but he turned everything over to a management committee. I think it is true that he did indeed turn things over to a management committee, but the level of control or legal authority he had over the company and how he delegated still hasn't really been explained.
Is what Romney did then illegal by not disclosing his association with Bain from 1999 to 2002?
From everything we can tell, it doesn't appear that if there's any violation, it's a fairly minor violation. We haven't seen anything smoking gun that would trigger a major felony investigation or anything like that. The standard for felony investigations for discrepancies or it has to be a willful act to hide information, but it also has to be that your intent is to defraud investors. There's no allegation like that here, so it really seems highly unlikely that there would be any felony investigation. Also, these types of reports, they're called 13Ds, where companies have to disclose the amount of shares that they're buying in public companies if they own more than 5% of a public company. It's called a 13D form. We're told that the SEC almost has never charged anybody for 13D violations, so that's extremely unlikely. Mitt Romney's story has changed about this time period a couple of times. When he first departed, he told the press that so as part of our reporting, we went back and actually documented every single statement that we could find that was public, and as well as looking at what was filed in the corporate records and those sorts of things. When he first left, it was really billed as a part-time leave of absence in 1999. He left suddenly to go to Salt Lake and run the Olympics. At that time, he told reporters, and the Boston Herald included, this is going to be a part-time arrangement. Then subsequently, it was more called a leave of absence. And then in 2002, when he was running for governor and he was back in Massachusetts, he called it a leave of absence in the beginning of 2002. But then later, towards the end of the campaign in 2002, when he was confronted by the Democrat who was running against him with a number of outsourcing and bankruptcy practices by Bain, that's when he said, hey, I wasn't there, I left in 1999. He was much more definitive.